Hi, welcome to my kitchen, and I've got a buddy cooking with me today. This is Phil Remler, and we're making salsa, and probably the best salsa I've ever tasted. Tell me a little bit about how this all got started, Phil.
Well, quite a few years ago when the big fajita fad came out, everybody was eating fajitas and started making pico de gallo. Pico de gallo was more of a chunky type deal for your tacos, so I wanted to get something a little runnier and stuff like a salsa. And I started just experimenting with different, ingredients and stuff, and came up with this salsa. And it's been a hit for a long time. A few years here, people have been asking for Christmas gifts every year because I give it away at Christmas for people. I give them a quarter, a pint, or whatever. And they seem to enjoy it, and they love it. So
it's a great Christmas gift. That's when I first discovered this wonderful little treasure in San Antonio. Well, let's get started.
Okay.
How do we
First, you go with the tomato. We get your tomato using ramen tomatoes.
Okay.
It's a little firmer than the regular actual tomatoes.
Okay.
Take these tomatoes, we'll throw in the food processor.
Okay.
And this is already chopped up, throw those in there. And then we'll take some onion, which is already cut up, throw that in there.
All right.
And we'll take a bell pepper.
Okay, nice green one.
Nice green bell pepper.
Okay.
That gives it the actual flavor a little bit for the deal. Then you use the red pepper and either yellow or a orange pepper, which I got there.
And that's the sweetness.
These are the sweetest of the peppers in the green with this.
And then you like to take out the seeds and the veins and everything.
Seeds, that's what you a little bitterness in the veins and stuff.
Right, and I think a lot of people also don't realize that, especially in hot peppers like the serranos that we're going to be putting in here later, is that the seeds aren't actually hot. It's the veins that lead up to it that have the actual heat to it. So
that's the biggest part of the texture-wise.
That's what you're trying to get out.
Right.
Okay.
And you throw that, and then we'll throw the serrano pepper here.
Okay.
Throw that, and then we'll use the garlic. Chop these in half a little bit.
Okay. Get my finger out of the way so you don't chop it off. Love garlic, and it goes with that. And actually, too, the wonderful thing, you could probably even put roasted garlic in there, too, if you wanted a little calmer flavor.
Yeah, you could. You probably use roasted garlic.
Okay.
And then we'll put some seasoning.
Okay.
Put some salt in there.
Okay.
And pepper.
Just black pepper.
And this is a seasoning I really like. It's Tony's Cajun seasoning. It gives a little more kick to it than usually than your actual salsa would have, and the other ones. Throw those in there.
All right.
And you put the lid on this thing.
Do you put cilantro in, or do you?
No, that's you cut that later.
Okay. And give that a little bit of a whirl. Do you just pulse it, Phil?
I just pulse it and see how it chops up.
Okay, because you don't want it too runny.
Yeah, you don't want to get too runny.
All right. That's perfect. Boy, does that look good. And the smells in this kitchen, all these fresh ingredients. Ooh. And what a great Christmas gift, too. I mean, all the right colors. Nice
it has
red.
nice. In fact, my daughter used to take this to school when she was in middle school, and they had a salsa contest, and mine never won for hotness and ran one for color, the color of the actual salsa.
Perfect. Okay, now what do we add?
And now we take a little cilantro here.
Okay.
We'll cut that up.
And cilantro is one of those things, it's a tender herb, so you just want to add that at the last minute.
Right, exactly. That's what you want to do. Because if you try to chop that up with it, it really gets too messy and mince it up too much.
And then my favorite little...
Then the avocado. People use avocados in this salsa because it makes it a milder flavor, I think, but I love avocados.
Plus it gives a wonderful a texture that's really not...
Right, it's real sort of creamy.
It's real creamy and buttery. And
right.
I love avocados. I could just eat them for breakfast.
And then after I cut them, I take the little Tonys, spring it on the avocados, which gives a little more zest to it.
Okay.
I'll put it into the...
I just love cooking with other people. It's so much fun. I mean, I think that's a bond. I mean, there's just a wonderful bond. I think when you cook with people and when you feed other people and when you mix that all up.
Mix this all up.
All right. And then what do you normally do? You just put it in like little jars to give away at Christmas time?
Little jars or stuff, just give them, little quart jars or pint jars or glass jars.
Well, Phil, we have a special jar for you that my husband made for you because this Christmas you're going to be giving salsa instead.
That's pretty neat.
It says Phil Super Salsa. And if you out there have a recipe that you want to share with me and maybe be on the show just like Phil is, send it to our website, which is gosanantonio.com, and click on to the House to Home show, and you can get all the little details. Tell us about your recipe, and you might have some competition. Well, let's spoon it. First of all, we go ahead and spoon it in here. I want to see how it looks in your jar.
Okay.
And while you're spooning, I'm going to be tasting.
Okay.
This is absolutely fabulous. I love.
Help! Does your home need help? Does your home's exterior suffer from rotting